So 2018 has proven itself to be one roller coaster of a year. There's been really high points and there's been some low points of this year. More high than low, thankfully. It's proven itself to be one of the best years of my life regardless. This video is really just going to take you along and just share a lot of my experiences I've had and a lot of the big moments that happened in my life throughout this entire year. So starting off in January, I was accepted to participate in the Disney College program for a second time. I did it last year in the spring of 2017, and honestly it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I was extremely excited to get to do it again. I made a lot of amazing friends when I was down there the last time, so I was extremely excited to open up and experience an entirely new job, new roommates, new everything. It was going to be a completely new experience for me, and I was really excited for it. Actually, I saw on Facebook one day it was a job listing saying that Carnival Cruise Line Entertainment was hosting auditions in Atlanta, Georgia, where I live. And I went to it, and I thought I did really well in my interview. And within about a week and a half, I get an email, and that email said, "Congratulations, Brandon, you've been selected to be a Fun Squad activity host for Carnival Cruise Line." And honestly, I remember sitting in the car on my way to class that day and scrolling through my emails and finding that and reading it, and I almost broke down into tears of just happiness. The Fun Squad activity host position with Carnival Cruise Line had been a dream job of mine ever since I was a little kid, for as long as I can possibly remember. I was extremely excited for it, and I got all of my paperwork ready to go. I filled everything out. I went through all the medical exams and all that, the entire process of getting ready to go. Soon after all that was ready to go, I then got the email saying, and I'll read the email out to you. It says, "Good afternoon, Brandon. Great to see that you are now set to join us. We would like to cast you on the Carnival Liberty joining July 12th to January 10th, 2019. And it goes on to saying all the other information that I got. And I was extremely excited. You know, as most of you know, I visit Port Canaveral a lot, and the Carnival Liberty is based out of Port Canaveral, so I felt like I was at home, and I wasn't really too far from home to begin with. It was only a 6 to 7 hour drive from Atlanta, so I really wasn't gonna be too far from home. As things progressed, I then started to think, and I came to realize to take this job, this dream job of mine, I would have to drop out of college as a sophomore. And it really wasn't something I was really excited to do or wanted to do at all. And ultimately, I did decide to not take this position with Carnival. And as many of you know, I did release a video way back in February saying that I had this job, and it was taken down probably within a week. And so it really wasn't out very long. A lot of you probably don't even remember it. Some of you, the few of you that did see that video, you do remember. I ultimately decided it was best for me not to take that job, having to drop out of college as a sophomore and not really have the ability to take classes while I'm on board the ships or anything like that. And then we skip to May, where I boarded the Norwegian Bliss for 15 days. At the time, the ship was only about 2 weeks old, and I was embarking on a 15-day Panama Canal cruise, which I never thought I'd be able to get to experience, especially at this age in my life. Being only 22 and saying I've been through the Panama Canal is one of the coolest things I can say about the things I've experienced in my life. Each and every stop that we went to, besides the Port of Miami, of course, every single port we went to was a new place for me, which is something that's never happened for a cruise in a very long time for me. I've been on 33 cruises, and so over the years, it's very rare that I go on a cruise where I have a new port every single time, let alone one. And so it was an incredible experience for me. We went to Cartagena Then we made our transit through the Panama Canal on the largest ship to ever cross through, the first time it had ever been through, which was quite the honor to be a part of. After that, we made our way up to Costa Rica, Guatemala, Puerto Vallarta, and then Mazatlan, Mexico, and then finally disembarking in Los Angeles, California, which was also my very first time over on the West Coast. Before this cruise, I had never really been further west than the Mississippi River. So 10 days after we came home from Los Angeles, I started my Disney College program. I decided that since I wasn't going to take the job with Carnival, I did still have the offer from Disney, and I was able to take classes while I'm down here. I've been able to, knock out a few online classes while I'm down here. I met a lot of incredible people, and honestly, this program has been completely different than the first one. It's been the absolute emotional roller coaster for me. There's been many times where I've debated on coming home to Atlanta. I still kind of think to myself, should I go home? Should I not? Should I stay? And really, I have a month left, and there's really no point in going home now. But I can't tell you how many friends that I've made over the past 6 months down here that they've quit and gone home. Honestly, if it wasn't for having really good roommates, Justin, and a really close friend named Jess, if it weren't for them, I'd probably be home right now. I'm not gonna lie. It allowed me to add Disney vlogs to my YouTube channel, which I really enjoy. I don't make a lot of them because I know this channel is for cruising, mainly focused towards cruising. But I still made them because I still enjoy making videos regardless of what they are. In September, I had the opportunity to go down to Miami, Florida with Justin, and we went to see Carnival Horizon making her inaugural voyage out of Miami, Florida, as well as the Vista leaving for the very last time as she made her way over to Galveston. That was the first time those two ships have ever met. They were the two newest ships from Carnival Cruise Line, the two Vista class ships, and honestly, that was such an incredible experience. And I had the opportunity to take my drone out, which I honestly have a love-hate relationship with now. But that was really an amazing experience just to go down there and see these two ships together for the first time. And it was such a huge event for Carnival, having their two newest ships together for the very first time. Able to ship spot in general always makes me happy. It honestly, creating these videos for you guys where I just go out to Port Canaveral, honestly, I have so much fun while I'm there, just driving around the terminals, taking pictures, taking videos, watching the sailaways. I would do anything to be on those ships, actually going on a cruise, but just seeing them sail away and just being in the presence of some of these ships is so much fun to me. I'm glad I get to share these experiences with you through these videos that I create for you. And probably the highlight of all of these ship spotting videos, besides seeing Vista and Horizon and Miami together, seeing the Symphony of the Seas was definitely the highlight of all of my ship spotting experiences. It was the very first time the Symphony of the Seas had ever been in a United States port. She stopped in Port Canaveral on our way down to Miami during our transatlantic cruise. It was such an incredible experience seeing that ship, being one of the first people to ever see that ship in the US for the very first time. And having my best friend with me the whole time made it even more fun and just so much more of a incredible experience for me. When I was on the Bliss, we had the water salutes coming into Cartagena and a few other ports, but I had never actually seen it from the shore. I'd only seen it one time from the ship. Seeing the water salute for the ship as she was sailing away was such a crazy experience for me. There were thousands of people lined up against the shore along the jetty. And just throughout that entire park, there were so many people. There were drones, there were helicopters, there was all sorts of amazing things, like all sorts of stuff going on right there. Just everything was focused on that ship. It felt like the entire city, or just everybody within the area of Port Canaveral, it was like they were there for that ship, and it was such an incredible experience. Honestly, I always thought going to tour a ship would have been the coolest thing ever, but I never thought I'd actually be able to do it. I was able to tour the Carnival Miracle 3 days after seeing Symphony of the Seas, and that was so much fun. Just spending the day on board. Yes, it would have been great to spend the whole week on board, like for the rest of the passengers, but just spending a day on a ship is so much fun to me. And then just a few days after that, I was able to go on board the Norwegian Escape for another tour, which was even more mind-blowing to me, being on such a new ship and such a large ship to do a ship tour for. And it was so amazing. And I owe it all to the people that were able to set it up for me. I want to thank you so much for watching this video and following me along through this entire year. It's been one incredible and one crazy year for me, and I can't wait to see what 2019 has in store for me. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following along this entire year. I hit the milestone of 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and I also hit 50,000 on Instagram, which these are two milestones I never thought I'd even come close to be getting to. So with that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed this entire year's worth of content that I've brought to you, and I have enjoyed every single moment of sharing my experiences with you. So thank you for watching. If you don't already, subscribe to this channel for a lot of cruise ship videos. We do Disney vlogs here and there. There's a lot more coming soon. Things will be changing a little bit once I go home, but the content will still keep coming. I do have cruises for next year. And that's all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.